Dreams Manhunt have produced some of the craziest plays the Minecraft community has ever seen. At first, it was just one hunter, then two, and eventually 6 players trying to stop him. But out of all of these hunters, which one is actually the best? Many of the fan base says that Sapnap is regarded as Dream's best hunter throughout the whole series, but let's put that aside and statistically rank them based on the results of the manhunt. I'll be ranking them using 4 categories: deaths, kills, impact, importance. Stay tuned to find out. There are 6 hunters in total: George Not Found, Sapnap, Bad Boy Halo, Frost, Awesome Dude, and the newest addition, Captain Puffy. Most of them have become staples of Dream's Manhunt videos over the years. However, since Captain Puffy is only joined once and has very limited data compared to the others, she will be excluded from the analysis. Now, the hunters have a significant amount of deaths in the series where many of the hunters died to Dream or any incidents that occurred during. So, these numbers aren't official statistics, but they're estimates based on fan counts from the Manhunt videos online. So the exact numbers might not be perfect. They still give us a good idea of how each hunter performs. Starting with the lowest death, we have Awesome Dude having more than 35 plus deaths, Frost with more than 55 plus deaths, Bad Boy Halo with more than 85 deaths, Sapnap with 105 deaths, and George with more than 120 deaths. At first glance, it might seem like a higher death count means that George is the worst, but that's not necessarily true. George has the most deaths largely because he was the very first hunter introduced in the series and has participated in most of the manhunts, unlike Awesome Dude or even Captain Puffy, who was introduced later as one of Dream's hunters. Kills.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Dream had also faced deaths by the hunters many times throughout the Manhunt series. Despite all of his insane clutches and escapes, the hunters have repeatedly managed to catch and eliminate Dream before he could finish the run. This shows that the hunters aren't just there to chase Dream. They are fully capable of stopping him whenever they work together or when one of them manages to catch Dream off guard. Because of that, kill count becomes another important factor when evaluating which hunters performs the best, since every successful kill means the hunters win that match. So now, how many times the hunters have actually managed to eliminate Dream during the Manhunt series? After going through every official Manhunt video, the results may surprise you. Tied for first place, we have George and Bad Boy Halo, both with 3 kills each. Second place goes to Sapnap with 2 kills. Third place is Frost with 1 kill. And finally, Awesome Dude currently has no recorded kills in the official Manhunt videos. But kill count alone doesn't determine the best hunter, which is why the next categories, impact and importance, can completely change the rankings. We are halfway there, so if you're still watching, please click the subscribe button as it would help me to create more videos like this. Thank you. Impact. Impact is very subjective because it relies heavily on personal bias. To avoid making the results unfair by basing them on my own opinion, I looked at discussions across different platforms like Reddit, YouTube, and TikTok. That way, the deciding vote doesn't come from me, but from the fan base. After researching, this is the most reasonable outcome I could come up with. Starting first, we have Sapnap. Sapnap probably has the biggest impact overall. He's the most aggressive hunter and constantly pressures Dream in PvP. Many of Dream's close calls happen because Sapnap is right behind him, forcing mistakes and almost finishing the run multiple times. In second, we have Frost. Frost is incredibly smart and often makes the correct play. In third, we have Bad Boy Halo. While he might not always pull off a flashy individual plays, his impact comes from team coordination and communication. He helps the hunters work together, keeps everyone organized, and often sets up a situation where other hunters can shine. In fourth, we have George Not Found. George brings great teamwork and solid PvP skills, but his impact is slightly lower because he relies more on coordination than solo plays. In fifth, we have Awesome Dude. Sam joined the series later, so he had fewer opportunities, making his overall impact in the Manhunt series one of the lowest among the hunters. Of course, impact can be debated. Some fans might swap Bad from Ant or even George lower, but this is a subjective ranking that I find during my search.
Getting burned down the forest.
And now, for the final category, importance. When I say importance, I'm not talking about who is the strongest hunter individually. Instead, we're looking at who contributes the most to the team's coordination and structure. Again, with impact, this is also subjective, and I did the same amount of research as finding the most reasonable result that I found. Starting at first, we had Bad Boy Halo. He takes the top spot in importance because he coordinates the team, communicates strategy, and keeps the hunters working together. Second place, Sapnap. He is extremely important too because he constantly applies pressure. Even if he's not leading the team, his aggressive PvP forces Dream to make mistakes, which allows others to follow up. The third place, Ampharos. Ampharos is smart and effective individually, but his role in coordinating or supporting the team is slightly lower than the others, putting him here. On fourth, we have George Not Found. George is consistent and reliable. He may not always be the flashiest, but his presence is known and supports strategy execution. At fifth, we had, unfortunately, Awesome Dude again. He had a fewer manhunt appearances and therefore contributes less to the overall team structure, so he ranks lowest in importance.
I'm trying to lose fight. Diamond!
So now, I'm going to gather all of the rankings and tally them to determine who is the best hunter that Dream had ever faced. At fifth, we have Awesome Dude with 9 points. At fourth place, we have George Not Found with 11 points. And Frost with 14 points. Sapnap with 15 points. And Bad Boy Halo with 16 points. Which makes Bad Boy Halo the best hunter Dream had ever faced. So, what do you think? Did your favorite hunter make the top spot? Let me know in the comments. Thank you and goodbye. Peace!